yourself as a player?
Shoot, someone that's gonna work hard. Really, like I'm gonna give you what I got. So, my goal coming into this season was regardless if that's catch 100 catches or catch 0 catches, but contribute to the team. So regardless of how I can help the team win, no matter what I can do, that's what I'm gonna bring to the table. Yes, sir.
I haven't been here, so I'm sorry if you ask.
Oh no, you're good.
Did Legends reach out to you directly with help recruit you into the class?
Kinda. We talked about it, but I committed before because he committed and then I committed, then he decommitted when I committed. When I committed, I think he was decommitted at the time, and so I think it was kind of the other way around. We're kind of getting him back on board with us. I wouldn't even say that I noticed that too much 2 years ago. I just noticed it as much as last year. I saw him throwing the ball around, and that's. I don't think that really played too much of a part in my recruiting process. Obviously, I want to go somewhere where they're tossing the ball around. That's kind of a given, but I didn't look too much into how much they're throwing the ball. But obviously, that's a great thing to go into a school that I want to be at.
How much did I think you were just asking me about Garrett?
Yeah.
When you saw the amount of stuff that he was able to do from year one, does that open eyes for true freshmen coming in? That it can be, you might not have to wait.
Yeah. I do think about that every once in a while. I just kind of see how much success he had in his first year, and it does open my eyes to what I could potentially do.
Is he spilling any secrets with you guys? What it's going to take to get out there?
All the time. Yeah, he's very helpful. All the guys are. I mentioned that they throw us in the fire and they kind of make us just jump right in, but at the same time, the teammates are really supportive. They're here to help you. They understand that this is all new to you. I was just literally in high school a month ago, so they understand that, and so they kind of help you come along.
Had you remembered much of Hartline's career in the NFL before he started recruiting?
I knew him on Madden.
Okay,
but I didn't remember too much about his career.
Okay, so there wasn't this amazing cachet when he comes walking in the door to recruit you.
Nah.
This Madden player's talking to me in real life.
Nah, but I do admire the things that he's done, not only in the NFL but in college football. Just went to Ohio State, played in the NFL, and then being a coach at Ohio State. He's just definitely someone that I look up to, and I appreciate him, and so I respect him. And so when he tells me something, I listen. And I think that's kind of, when you put those two things together, a good receiver coach and a kid that wants to listen, good things usually happen.
He always bristles at this label that he's a good recruiter.
Yeah.
But he is. He is a good recruiter. But what, when you're dealing with him, what makes him so good at it?
I think it's his ability just to be able to relate, anyone that kind of played college football and has played it at the next level after that kind of has an ability to be able to understand what a young recruit's going through because they maybe have been there at some point. And it's not even just him. It's Coach Keenan Bailey. He's all right there along recruiting. It's it's all relationships too. Is this a place where I feel like I'm going to be at home? Is this a place where I'm going to feel like I'm going to want to be there for 3 years, 4 years? You know what I'm saying? And so those check boxes were checked off when I talked about Heartline. Yes, sir.
Are you working primarily at that?
Gee, how crazy is it the talent that's in the room with just you four right now?
It's amazing. Obviously I had an understanding coming in that dudes would be talented, but even being here, I'm still blown away. They still continue to impress me every day on the regular basis. Whether that's competing or regardless of what we're doing, they impress me every day.
You haven't gotten to do much on the field yet, but to see a guy like Julian work, and you guys are so far away from each other in high school, and now you get to be together all the time.
Yeah.
How much does he push you? How much does he push the other guys in the room, and how much do you do that for him?
We're pushing each other on a regular basis. I feel like it's constant. When you mentioned that we haven't done a lot of football stuff, but it all kind of correlates. You kind of see the guys that are going to be standout guys, even when it doesn't matter what you do. We can be doing walkthroughs, we can be doing weightlifting. No matter what you do, it all kind of correlates. So you kind of understand the guys that are hard workers, and me and Julian are always pushing each other, and I love to have him by my side.
What's this transition been like for you? You come all the way from Seattle.
It's definitely a change. It's definitely a switch from high school. Considering I was in high school about a month and a half ago, they throw you right in the fire, and you just gotta either gonna sink or you're gonna swim. So my goal is just to work as hard as I can and just handle my part the best I can.
You're one of 4 receivers in a class that's regarded as kind of an amazing class. How much camaraderie is there already with you guys? How much do you guys feel like we've got to live up to that feeling?
Absolutely. I feel like that's a given coming in here. We kind of have that understanding, but when we're inside the when we're inside meeting rooms or when we're training, we don't really think too much about that. We just think about like, man, like I'm gonna work my hardest on this rep, or how hard can I go on this drill? You know what I'm saying? So we just kind of take it a rep at a time. At least I can speak for myself. I kind of just play it by ear and just work my hardest, really.
What's the dynamic like having 2 quarterbacks with you guys already as well?
It's cool. I mean, considering that we haven't done too much football stuff, we don't really think too much into that. We kind of just like, I just look at them as another teemmate. You know what I'm saying?
Friendship.
Yeah, exactly. Building a friendship with both of them. It's great though. We love having both of them, and they're both been great.
How would you describe their personalities?
They're cool. They're definitely different. It's funny because all of us coming from different parts of the country, you can just kind of see different cultures and where we come from, and so it's kind of just different. We're all trying to figure each other out still, and so it's cool getting to know those guys and understanding different people's cultures.
Mickey talked about when there's a big class like you guys have, 14, I think, whatever it is, it helps because you can help each other. For a small class, you kind of feel like you're on your own.
Yeah.
They do throw you in the deep end here.
Right.
How helpful has that been to have all these different guys?
It's helpful. Not only is it helpful to have those guys alongside with you, but you also grow with those guys. And when you kind of going through the same things, we're waking up early together. We're going through these hard workouts together. When you kind of do those things all together, you kind of just grow more. And so I've been appreciative to have all those guys alongside with me, and they continue to push me on a regular basis. Terry McLaurin had a great rookie year. It's just like you kind of see these guys develop, and now that I'm actually here, I'm kind of starting to see why even more. And so like I mentioned earlier, how I knew I wanted to be here right away. Like I really knew I wanted to be here when I got here. Like I knew this is the environment I want to be in, and it's been great.
And so everyone knows the Ohio State brand and sees 100,000 on the shoe on Saturdays. And it's all about football, but beyond football, there's a lot of good guys doing great things on this team.
A lot behind the door.
And I know you're more than a football player, and just wondering what that meant to you to be around these kind of guys and be in that environment.
Yeah, I mean that's a really good point. I mean, obviously football is very important to all of us, and football is a lot of the reason why I came here. But at the same time, this football thing is only going to go until I'm maybe, hopefully, 30 years old. And after that, like that's not even half my life. I got a whole life to live. And so I just put a lot of emphasis in the way I treat people. And I hope, and I know that the people around me that are here, they also push me to be a better person too. And so, if I can come in this program and I don't go to the NFL, if I know that I grew as a person, I'm glad that I can be glad with that.
And kind of going off of that, I'm sure you've been asked this, but your relationship with the guy who's coming to your games, just what does that mean to you? Have you still talk to him? Or?
Yeah, we still keep in touch. He's great. Just to kind of see like not only is it a great feeling for me, but to see like how I can affect him, or how just such a simple act. I didn't give him money. I didn't give him a fortune, but just to see how a simple act can kind of just go out of their way to kind of not only feel good to somebody else, but kind of encourage them, maybe motivate them to want to change their life. And so, I mean, I encourage people around the world to kind of do the same kind of things. It's just like you just never know the kind of influence you have on people, especially world-class athletes, especially not even college, but NFL, like the kind of touch they can have on the youth and stuff like that. If they can do that, I'm for it.
Absolutely. I'll let you guys answer questions.
When you have like over 1,000 yards every high school football season, just dominate. And then you look at like Ohio State's receiver stat lines and you see like 600 yards as the leading receiver, 800 yards as the leading receiver, and none of those guys really are ever up for major awards and stuff. Yeah. You're getting recruited and people are telling you, you can be the man, you could win the Blitnikoff Award at this school, you could do this at this school. Why, like how important was it to not have that shadow everything else that Ohio State gives you, when you know that like you could go to like a different school and win an award? Absolutely. But you could come here and look like Terry McLaurin when you go in the draft.
I did notice that. I noticed that. I mean, like you just meant, Terry McLaurin maybe not have had the standout numbers, or like, I mean, he had great numbers, but like not even like compared to like maybe what an ideal would be at a smaller school. But I mean, what I really emphasize is the development that he was able to get. I mean, the development, like regardless of what your numbers are, the development is always going to be there. And so when you get to that next level and you get into a program where you are able to go for those big numbers, you will be able to do that. And so I did notice that the numbers here is like, I don't really know how to, you know what I'm trying to say.
And then when you come in with Jackson, who has done the exact same, same thing and broken all those Texas records, and Julian, who's like a top 5 player in the country, does that kind of automatically set you up for like, okay, I know I'm not going to have 1,500 yards receiving in a season because these two are going to be insane good too?
Yeah, I mean that's fine with me. I'm totally understanding and aware of that. Like I said, as long as I'm growing and my team is winning, like whatever I can do to win, if that's 600 yards in the season, or if that's 2,000 yards in the season, whatever I got to do to help the team win is really where I am, where I stand, and what I'm trying to do for the team.
Was there a moment in your recruitment where you kind of had to put like potential stats away and just look at like what schools can do for me aside from throwing me the football?
Look, I'm not even gonna lie, that wasn't even a part of my recruiting process.
Okay.
Was what do I think my numbers could be? I didn't even think about that at all. And so when I got here, I did notice that, but I didn't really think twice about it. I mean, it's the game I love to play. I mean, I think it's more than just some numbers. I think it's as long as we're winning, really.
But I mean, there is part of you that, being an All-American would be amazing. Doing this would be amazing. Like, was there a moment, like maybe like early on in your recruiting process, where you decided like this, and this, we're going to decide where I go to school. This, and this weren't going to?
No, it didn't. It never got to like I'm looking for this, and if a school doesn't have this, and I can't be this. Like it never got too specific like that. But I don't know if you were here earlier, but I just mentioned like as soon as I got here, I just knew this is where I wanted to be, really. And I took one official visit, and it was here, and I said I don't want to go anywhere else. So I knew this was the spot, and so yeah.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe below to get the latest videos from Lettermen Row.
We got Letterman Live, we've got the practice report, we got rapid reaction. Hey, and we got Buckeye IQ with Zach Bourne.
For sure. We got recruiting breakdowns with Berm. We got whatever you need. Ohio State football and Ohio State athletics, we've got you covered here at Lettermen Row.